So eventually the deadline will be start. Okay, the deadline will be start when this assignment will be provided to you, and after that you need to I will plan accordingly, and I will set the date for presentation of each of you. Okay, and I will provide an Excel file indicating your date of presentation where you need to present the proposal and the presentation of the proposal. And in the meantime, if you are not able, okay, there might be certain circumstances that arise, and if you are not able to do your presentation on that time, then you need to provide the recording. Okay, but you need to inform before the date of presentation. Okay, you need to inform that, and you have to provide the presentation in forms of recording. Okay, you can do in both ways, but we focus first on the presentation, which should be taken here live. Okay, and then only if there is any certain condition, then we can move on the recording part. Okay, but that recording also you need to provide before the final deadline submission of the proposal. Okay, so that I can provide you the certain feedback regarding the proposal. So let's start discussion with the proposal. Okay, so basically, yeah, yes,
So, what were we talking about?
we are talking about assignment. Okay, assignment, and I'm showing you an assignment brief of previous section. Okay, previous section batches, which I have released assignment for them. Since the assignment is not released for you, okay, it will be similar. Okay, only the theme will be different, all thing will be similar, but deadline and theme will be changed for you. Okay, so the overall research assignment that I'm going to discuss will be similar to those that has been provided, but there is the difference in the theme, so we can discuss on that part also. Okay, so I'm showing you one assignment that I have released for previous batches. Okay, and we can discuss the proposal that has been submitted by that one of the student. Okay, we can see the sample, and we'll discuss how you should write your assignment. Okay, so today we are focusing on the research proposal, which is part of the assignment, whole assignment. Okay, and we are going to discuss that part. And whether the assignment will release in this week or not, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm given that part, but it will be released soon. Though you can work, okay, though the assignment will not provide it to you, you can work on your research proposal, because you know the content of the research. Okay, and there is not so much on that research uh, assignment also, not so much information that you want to or expect from that assignment. Okay, you can do that now also. So let's discuss with the assignment brief that I have provided to other student. Okay, so do not get confused uh, on this part. Let's see how to share this file. So can you see this assignment or not? Are you able to see this assignment?
Yeah, so
Yes.
Okay, so let's discuss with assignment. Okay, this is the assignment that I've released on previous year. Okay, so it was basically on digital welding, so you will receive here the internet of things. Okay, and there is, I've already told you, there will be the two deadline. Okay, one for the proposal and one for the final report research. And tentative plan for the proposal is always 2 months that is given. Okay, 1.5 months to 2 months. Okay, because there might be certain semester which we need to compress, at that time the duration will decrease. Okay, and sometime if we have enough time, then we'll provide 2 months. So 1.5 to 2 months will be basically provided for the research proposal. Okay, but in this time, okay, assignment department to prepare if there is certain changes on that time. Okay, because according to the academic calendar, you will manage that. That will be managed. And when you see the two deadline, okay, one is the research proposal, another is the final research. So you need to only be concerned with the research proposals at this semester. Okay, you need to concern on the due date of the proposal that will be provided. And basically here is 2 months, and what I've already discussed, you have 1 month. Okay, though here is the 2 month, that is for the final, okay, final submission. But I will give you 1 month of duration, 1.5 month tentative. Okay, 1 month will be enough. And in that 1 month or 20 hours of active course, you need to present the proposal and write the proposal. Okay, you need to complete that part. Though there might not be all the things that are included on the research proposal, we'll discuss on that presentation also. Okay, so for that I have I force you to present the presentation of the proposal before the final submission deadline. Okay, so if there is any feedback that need to be incorporated on your research proposal, that you can add up. Okay, so for that I have prepared accordingly. And here is the purpose of the assignment that we have already discussed. Okay, I think you in the first class, whether you remember or not. uh, Now the simple scenario. Okay, scenario only relate uh, that you work as a trainee for the leading IT company. So you are working for the organization and working for some research project. Okay, research project, and which is the theme provided in the Internet of Things. And in Internet of Things also, students are encouraged to select the topic based on their specialized pathway, that is the networking or programming. Okay, since Internet of Things is mostly accessible software and network. So basically, whatever subject you select, it will eventually relate with your specialized area. Okay, so you need to select a topic based on the theme provided. Okay, that is the Internet of Things, and you have to conduct your research. And here what this is just the superficial things. Okay, what you need to do in your research project, that the expectation that you need to show. Okay, here is a certain brief for that. You can study by yourself also this. Okay, so moving on to uh, here you can see or not, there is part one. You have to develop the research proposal. Okay, so there is 4 part that you need to complete. Okay, 4 part. One is the development of research proposal and submission of the ethical form. Okay, submission of the ethical form is done. Okay, here is the development of research proposal. Okay, and here you can see what you need to do in research proposal. So you have to define your research problem or the questions. This can be stated as the research question, objective, or the hypothesis. Okay. Secondly, you have to provide the literature review, giving the background and conceptualization of your research, your proposed area of study. That would provide the existing knowledge and benchmark by which your data can be judged. Okay, if there is any benchmark data that are available on that literature, which we have already focused, that is the secondary data in case of your findings. Okay, so that need to be stated on the literature review part. And consider and define your research methodology and research process in chapter 3. Okay, and you have to demonstrate understanding of the pitfalls and limitation of the method chosen. Okay, and the ethical issue that might arise. So this ethical issue we discuss on the ethical form that you need to submit. And you have to discuss on the pitfall and limitation of the method that you chosen. Okay, yeah, that you choose, that means whether you choose the mono method, which is a quantitative or qualitative, which you choose the mixed method, whether it is a combination of quantitative or qualitative. So what are the pitfall of individual method? Okay, and why you choose or why you choose particular other method. Okay, you need to provide that understanding on your research. Okay, this can be elaborated as you see the structure of the proposal, it can be clear. Okay, so in part 2, you have to carry out the research and prepare the research report. So this basically we do on fourth semester. Okay, next semester we'll do that execution of the report research. Okay, and you have to prepare the final report. And what you need to do, we'll discuss on that part. And presentation, in both semester you have to do the presentation. Okay, both semester, because in proposal also there is the requirement for the presentation. Okay, and in final also you need to prepare the presentation of your final report. And another is the written reflection on the success of the research. That means the reflective writing that we will discuss on fourth semester also, though we have already discussed on your computing project, okay, managing successful computing project. We have also discussed the reflective writing, what you need to write, the learning process, okay, what you have learned from your experience, you have to express that thing on your research, okay. That thing we need to write on the part 4. So basically we are focusing on the part 1, okay. Basically we are focusing on this part 1, and you have to prepare the presentation part 3, okay, of your proposal also, okay. And these are the milestone, okay, whether you remember or not. We focus on these three things, okay. One is the research topic, okay. You can see below there is the milestone interim feedback to be used by the teacher. Each student must get approval from the teacher when they have research topic and aims objective are agreed, okay. So when you there, I've already told there is the pattern, okay. In one week of duration you have to submit the ethical form, and in next 2 weeks you have to submit the research proposal, and you have to give the present. That was the previous timeline, but now we have revised that part. We have revised that part, and student need to submit their ethical form at the submission time of the research proposal. So okay, so uh, this topic confirmation, okay, previously it was done on the ethical form. That was the part of the topic confirmation also, which we done in ethical form. But now you need to discuss before that part, okay. Before you need to provide a certain topic, and you need to discuss on that part, and whether that topic is will be acceptable, or whether it is related with your theme or not. We'll discuss that part only, and you can further process on your research proposal, okay. That is the thing, because if your research topic does not meet the requirement of the theme provided by the person, then you have to redirect your research topic. You have to change that, okay. So for that, the confirmation of topic need to be done, okay. It need to be agreed with your teacher, okay. And second, you have to complete the research proposal, and third, you have to develop the ethical form, okay. These two things, development of ethical form, which we need to do first, are parallel with the research proposal, okay. And these two part, produce a first draft of the finding and complete all primary research, this will do on the fourth semester, okay. This thing is needed for the research proposal, this thing will be for execution of report. So is when you complete each of these tasks, okay, you need to discuss with me, and you need to get the approval, okay. But we do that part on your presentation, okay. That approval, overall approval of your proposal and ethical form, we will do on the presentation. Mainly we focus on the research proposal, okay. And the title need to be focused on the theme provided by the person, that is the internet of things. You need to relate that part, okay. And if possible, you need to choose a topic related with your specialized pathway, whether it is networking or whether it is software, okay, programming. So you have to do in that way, okay. So this thing you need to discuss. So in this meantime, okay, in the meantime, I have given you the independent study time. So at that time you work for the each individual topic, okay, each individual topic, and there might be certain issue arises within that topic. So you have to discuss with me, and you have to clarify and move on forward, okay. And you have to finally prepare the research proposal. So this time is most important time, okay. This time is most important time, because each student are dealing with the each piece of work, okay, that is different for one another. So there cannot be the specific solution that I've given to one research might not be helpful for other, okay. So that need to be discussed in this independent period of time. From tomorrow you need to work on the research topic, research aim and objective, okay. And you have to consult with me if you have any confusion, okay. So you have to read the literature. You have to read the literature. If you have not enough study of the literature, then you cannot choose the particular topic and aims and objective, okay. So you cannot expect all the things from me. I cannot give you the new topic, okay. I cannot give you the new topic, I cannot give you the new objective. I can only say that the topic that you have selected, whether it matches the theme provided by the person and your specialized pathway or not, I can confirm that thing, okay. If that matches, then I will give you approval to do the research proposal on that particular topic, okay. That I can do. And writing the objective also, I can only say that the objective that you have written, whether it focus on the research topic or not, okay. I cannot say this, you have to write the objective this, or you have to remove that in that way, because it is the part of the research, and researcher has to aware himself what kind of objective that he need to put on his research, Okay, you need to be aware. I can confirm that the objective relate with the research topic or not, whether you have to rewrite or certain thing has to be modified or not. I cannot change the objective, I cannot add the objective or something like that. Okay, so you need to work on that part also, and you have to prepare the research proposal. Okay, this thing. So up to this part, if you have any confusion, you can ask me. Any confusion?
No, sir.
So there are the guidance for student. Please study by yourself. Okay. Now moving on to the research proposal. So structure. Okay, research proposal is structure that I have already given to you. You can use that also if you want to use the research proposal structure of the assignment. You can use that also. Okay, but the structure that I have provided you, it will work for the final report also. Okay, it will work for the final report also. So uh, you can choose one of those for your assignment. Okay, nothing, because the content that we need to write on each section or each chapter is already discussed. Okay, though here, okay, in research proposal, student name, center name, tutor, unit, and research topic, this all we include on your cover page of the research proposal. Okay, cover page of the research proposal that I've given to you. And in section 1, which I have discussed as a chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1, and chapter 1 I have given that part as the introduction. And in your introduction, you can write the research project aim, research question, and so on. Okay, the, if you follow the structure that I've given, then that will be easy for you to formulate the final report also. Okay, but if you want to follow this structure, then you can follow this also. Okay, so basically, if you follow one structure, that will be easy. Okay, so basically I suggest here is not the research question. Yes, not indicate the research question, but we need to write the research question, because for evaluation there is the research question that you need to formulate. And here also, when you see the part one, here is the research problem or the research question. So that we need to discuss, but here it is not shown. Okay, so some student might skip the research questions. Okay, because we have to show that, but here is that is not mentioned, so some students skip the research question. So if you follow the combined structure, okay, you can see the both structure that has been provided by me and this structure, and whatever you need to include on that part, you should include. Okay, that is the best way to do your research assignment, the proposal. Okay, so secondly, I have discussed a reason for choosing this project. Okay, what is the reason for choosing this project? We have discussed whether it is the personal interest, whether it's the future plans, knowledge that we want to scoop, or why the topic is important. Okay, uh, that you need to discuss on this reason for choosing this project. This part we have already discussed, whether you remember or not. We have already discussed a reason for choosing the research project. A different parameter will guide you to select the research project. Okay, so you need to elaborate that factor. Okay, what are the factors that contribute in selection of this research project, and you have to simply elaborate that individual component, whether it is the personal interest, whether it is the future plans, or your career goals, or the requirement of academic body, or something like that. Okay, you have to write. And third, you have to write the literature source researched. Okay, or critically review the related literature. Okay, critically review the related literature, or simply the literature review. In chapter 3, you can simply write the literature review or the literature source search. You can do both ways. Okay, but we write the chapter wise. Okay, chapter wise, it is easy for us because it follows the structure of the report. Okay, it follows the structure of the report. So in this writing the section also, you can write the chapter. It is better to write the chapter. Okay, in section 4, you need to write the activities and the time scale. Okay, I think I have given that activities and time scale or time horizon after the research method. Okay, you can do both way. You can keep after the research methodology also, you can keep before the research methodology also, no matter. Okay, that indicate overall timeline of your research. Okay, and what activities you are going to carry out on your research, that you need to indicate on that activities and time scale. Okay, and you can use the Gantt chart, or you can simply use the table, whatever is suitable for you or easy for you. You can use the mechanism to show the time scale. Okay, better to use the Gantt chart. Okay, and section 5, which include the research approach and methodology.
Sir,
Yes,
so Gantt chart for overall project from third semester to fourth semester or just for the proposal?
for overall.
Okay.
Okay, it is the proposal for execution also. Okay, we are proposing something, mean it is our plan how we are going to conduct our research. So it should include from the selection of the topic to the writing of the final report. Okay, so in section 5 you have to write the research approach and methodology. Since we discussed the approach and methodology section, and what you need to write on this chapter, I have given you the slide. Okay, you need to, i have I have suggested you to take a screenshot of that methodology and the technical part method chapter. Okay, these two slides you need to input or include on this research approach and methodology. Okay, specific to your research. And finally, this is the student declaration. Okay, which you do on ethical form, also you need to do on the research proposal. So these are the things that need to be included on your research proposal, which will complete on this third semester. Okay, so anything if you think we have not covered, you can ask me. Okay, I think I have covered all the part that is necessary for writing the research proposal on this third semester. Okay, and whether you study the literature review or not, I'm not sure. So that will guide the other part of the research. Okay, we have studied the different research approach, different methodology. Yes, there are different research approach, that is the inductive, deductive and abductive. Which one you use? And there are different methodology, method of philosophy of methods. Okay,
So,
yes,
so what about expected output? In section 5, we need to put a.
you can write that part. Okay, most of the students write the conclusion in the research proposal. So I have suggested for them, if you want to write the conclusion, then you can write that conclusion at the expected output or outcome of the research. Okay, and no need to write the expected output and abstract on the proposal. It is not compulsory. If you want, you can write, that is optional. Okay, that is optional. What you are expecting from your research, if you are clear, then you can write in the expected output. Okay, that is the standard structure that I have given. Okay, you can, that is the optional part, that is the optional part. You can remove or you can add. Okay, that is your choice. So is it okay for you for this research proposal assignment? In this way the assignment will be released for you.
So,
Okay?
about
Yes,
this structure, you have given us a structure so we can follow that. Yeah.
yes, yes, you can follow both. You can follow the structure that I have given, which include all the part of here. You can follow this structure also. You can follow in these both, or you can commonly use. Okay, there might be certain thing that not included on this research proposal, on this assignment brief, as I mentioned, the research question and so on. Okay, so and there is certain suggestion that is given. Okay, that I have given, that I have not given on you. That means activities like this and example like this. Okay, so you can use this part and commonly use with the structure that I have given to prepare your research proposal. Okay, but you can follow the structure that I have given to you. You can follow that. Okay,
So about the Gantt chart, we need to prepare Gantt chart like for the execution of project also.
yes, from the research development to all writing report, here you can see.
Okay, we are doing future planning for
Yeah,
project
yes,
execution.
yes, yes. Future planning plus the activity that you have carried. Okay, because there is a certain timeline before, whether you are aware not or not. We have the timeline is for 20 days for this theoretical selection for the title, so writing the objective. These are the time duration that I have given to you, whether you remember or not. Critically review the literature and certain part. Okay, this is also the part of your research. This is all the part of the research that you have done. Okay, and that you are going to do according to your plan. That also need to be included, because that are the overall plan. That will be a reference for other. Okay, how to conduct a research for selection of type, how many duration of time that we have invested, or for critically review the literature, how much duration of time that you invest. Okay, so that will provide the insight for other literature or other researcher. Okay, other researchers to allocate the time according to your time frame. Okay, so you need to include on these activities and time scale. Though in final, okay, final no need to include these activities and time scale, it is not mandatory. Okay, if you want you can write, but it is not mandatory. Okay, so basically it focus on you, on your research. Okay, and if you find and for other output or outcome activities it might be reference for others for some other purpose, okay, for that also. So when you allocate the time, okay, we have discussed when you allocate the time, okay, suppose there is a selection of the research topic or so, critically review the literature, so how many duration of time that you invest on that part, that is your planning. And the duration of time that you allocate should be reasonable, okay, we are focusing on that part. Though you can randomly put some days on that part, but when you eventually move on to the higher levels, okay, they ask for the explanation for each and every task that you do, okay, the duration of time that you uh, allocate for the particular activities also, they need the then that need to be provide explanation for your supervisor or for your internal welfare or something like that, okay, because whatever we do in the research, we should provide some logical explanation. We do not do anything haphazardly or randomly. We need to do everything aware or consciously, okay. So for that reason also, the allocation you have to do from the selection of the topic, that is starting start with the searching for the literature, okay, to the final report that you write after your outcome, okay. So these things need to be included on the activities and timeline scale, time scale. Clear for this?
So after making the Gantt charts, can you review that?
Yes, I can review. I will review overall your proposal. Okay, I will review overall your proposal. So that
So
review, okay, that review part.
exactly, sir. So
Yes.
exactly in project execution part, what are the part or section we need to implement in Gantt chart?
Okay.
Can you give some example?
Yes, yes. Execution of the research start with the data collection. Simply. Okay. Whether you see, because you have plan, up to which part you are clear now. You are clear which data collection technique or method that you need.
Yes.
Yes, you are clear from that. Whether it is questionnaire, whether it is observation, or whether it's focus group. So execution means what? Execution means you are going to now to collect the data in a field. Yes. So execution start from the collection of data, analysis of data, and this part will be comes after that, okay. Analysis of idea, this will all act as a methodological part, and data collection from that, this data collection section, it will work for your final part, okay, execution of research.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So for the assignment only, okay, we'll discuss one sample regarding this research proposal, and that will make you a bit clear also. Okay, so your main job is to execute the research. Okay, this research proposal you need to submit. It is compulsory to submit, but the evaluation part, for evaluation part, you need to write the final report, okay. The grading will be done on your final report, that is the final outcome or final report that you done submitted on your fourth semester, okay. That will be evaluated, that will be evaluated. So there is different room for improvement, okay. There is different room for improvement if there is certain um, um, loophole on your research proposal or certain lagging on your research proposal, you can incorporate that part on the final report, okay. So there is always room for improvement, and do not make your mind concentrated on that. I have submitted the research proposal on this, so when I study the other literature, I have more insight or more understanding of that particular topic, whether I can incorporate that understanding or not. You have flexibility to adapt that understanding, okay, each and every step of your research. Though you have right, suppose you have chosen, here you can see there is a appropriate research approach and methodology. So in research approach, if you say you use the deductive approach, simply you choose a deductive approach, and in the meantime, if you feel or if you realize that my research best work with the inductive approach, then you have flexibility to add that inductive approach on your research, okay. In methodology also, if you think your method, okay, simply method, if you think that your quantitative research method will work for your research, but meantime it is the combination of both, if you realize that I need to combine both method for my research, then you can do that, okay. All these things will be expressed on your final report, but after the submission of the final report, nothing can be changed, okay. You cannot change that part if you give the final presentation and the final report, okay. So at that time only the some content will be changed, you cannot change the approach and method at that time, because you have already obtained the output or findings, okay. So you have no flexibility for that part. But before the submission, you can do changes on any context of your research. Okay, and that changes we cannot move drastically from the theme or the objective of the research and the title that you have provided. Okay, we need to bind on that particular title or topic. So is it okay? In this way, the assignment will release for you. Okay, I'm just saying that. So can we move on the sample assignment? Sample assignment.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
sure.
sure.
Uh, Now let's move on to one sample. Okay, that has been provided by one of the student. Okay, though there is certain changes that has to be done in this research proposal. Okay, so this is the research proposal and it is provided by Sandeep Sivakoti of third semester P7. Okay, uh, it is not the year of enrollment. He is confused. Okay, he is of 2018, so he writes the 2019. You are the 2019 batch. Okay, year of enrollment is 2019, so you have to write in that way, I think. And this is the cover page. Okay, this is the cover page that you need to prepare. This cover page we have seen in the research proposal, whether you remember or not. On that assignment you see the name, course, semester and all things. Okay, so this part we need to include on this cover page and submit it. And title. Okay, so title also we write on here. Okay, you write a research proposal on, you have to write the title. Okay, uh, after this computing research project you can write the title of your research. Okay, because generally it is practice to write the research title on the cover page of the research. So moving on to this research proposal. Okay, here is the title. Okay, he has followed the structure uh, of both combined with the structure that is given on the assignment and the structure that I provided to him. Okay, he has followed the both on one research. So as you can see, this title is related with the theme digital well-being. Okay, digital well-being, this is the theme title related with the digital well-being. So do not get confused. Okay, you have the internet of things, you have to keep on your mind that you have to do your research on internet of things. You have to select a topic on that particular theme, you have to focus on that part. So he has written a topic which is the impact of Microsoft team on virtual learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so he wants to study about the virtual learning and the application or tools that have been used on this virtual learning is the Microsoft team. So he wants to study the impact relationship between the Microsoft team versus virtual learning. So this will indicate a certain thing. Okay, whether you remember or not, can you guess or can you assume what kind of research philosophy that he or she might adopt, or what kind of research strategy he might use, or what kind of approach for theory development he will use regarding to the research onion? Can you say from the title? Can you relate? He wants to study the impact. Yes, that is the Microsoft team on virtual learning. That is the cause and effect relationship like. Okay, so uh, for better learning, the tools need to be used or something like that. In what way you will study, that is the part of him. Okay, so here is the two parameter. He wants to study about the Microsoft team versus the virtual learning. Okay, so there might be a certain assumption of the researcher. Okay, there is a certain assumption of the researcher that we will study that part. But at that time you are the reader, yes. As a reader also you have certain expectation, assumption and philosophy. Okay, as a reader also you can have that part. So we always see the report from the reader perspective, because what we want to show our reader, or in what way we want our reader to read our report. Okay, because he cannot read as he like, he should read in the way I'm telling. Okay, as a researcher you write the report and you need to make understand to the reader that reader need to read in this way so that he or she can understand in better way. So you have to give certain uh, visualization for that, and that need to be included on the research topic. Okay, that need to be included on the research topic. Simply it indicate that the Microsoft teams impact on the virtual learning. Okay, that is the digital technology he is using. So this is the topic. So better if writing the impact at the beginning. We do not practice in that way. If you simply start with the noun, okay. So Microsoft Teams and its impact, okay. In this way, if it has written, it will be better, okay. Microsoft Team and its impact, okay. We simply write and its impact and virtual learning. This means that indicates certain specific topic. Yes, impact. It's these are the verb or something like that. We do not include that kind of thing at the beginning. Okay, so in better way, we are going to make our title short and sweet and indicating certain thing that we need to do in our research. So he is trying to study the impact of Microsoft Team on virtual learning. That is the thing. Okay, so there might be two consequences that we obtain, whether it is a positive benefit or a negative impact or positive impact. Okay? We are not sure. So regarding the title, objective, and responsibility, so he has followed it, the structure of the assignment, but inner part is following the structure that I have provided. Okay, that is from two. He has used the background story. So you can write from direct section 1 or chapter 1 as an introduction, and you can write the background of study, or you can add this part, no matter. Okay, it is not forceful in that way. So let's start with the background study that I've given. Okay, so in background, you have to provide the certain information regarding the Microsoft team and its involvement on the online classes on this area of, in this current context. Yes, he will provide that information, how that has been using, or whether that Microsoft team is getting popularity or not. That kind of basic general background information is provided to the audience, so audience can know that okay, the Microsoft team, which is the tool or application, nowadays it has been most frequently used on online learning platform. So the reader will gain that kind of insight, okay, that kind of insight while reading this background study. And one thing you need to be very careful, that when you write the background study, okay, he has done one blunder mistake. So can you say what is it? He has done one blunder mistake, that will be considered as a big mistake. So can you say, when reviewing this background study, what is the mistake that he has done? He has written the background of study, okay. Can you guess?
You focus on more about Microsoft Teams definition. Or
No, no. That is the context center. But another is the citation. He has eliminated the cite. No use of citation. Can you see the citation?
okay,
So
no, sir.
do not do the citation. That is the blunder for research. So the blunder mistake. It is the big mistake, because nothing you are going to write from your own. You have to give credit to other. And to get credit for your research, whether your research is authenticate or not, then you have to do, or you have to refer to others, okay, because that is the part of the research. Because mm, uh, all the content that you write by yourself, if you claim in that way, nobody will believe, okay, because it is not in that way. The research does not work in that way, that you, as you expect, okay. So you need to do the citation as much as possible. You need to do, okay, no matter the whole context will be covered by the citation, no matter for that, but you need to provide. And it should be reasonable, and it should be on appropriate. It should be appropriate, the most important thing, okay. If you do the citation for unrelated things and just put the citation, that will not work for this context, okay. So the situation has to meet and the citation has to be used, okay. So if you do in this way, it will focus on the parallelism, okay. Your research will not be authenticate. So, and for research, if you do not do the citation, it is a blunder mistake, okay. So you have to focus on the citation and the reference. And there might be a certain part where the citation is not possible, so at that time you can skip. Suppose you cannot cite the objective, okay, no need to do the citation on the objective of the research, no need to do the citation on the research question. But this information, whenever you take the information from other literature, you need to provide credit to that literature. Just focus in that way, okay. Otherwise you might see that okay, there is no citation, we must compulsory put maximum citation. We should put the citation, but the relevant content that we have copied or used from the other literature, just put the citation or reference for that content, okay. Do not forcefully add the citation or reference on your research. You need to focus on that part also. Okay. And in research proposal, the background content is okay, but in final report you have to write 1 or 2 pages of background. Okay, 1 or 2 pages of the background, because that should provide, the report should contain the detailed information about of your research. At that time you can accept, because you have done the literary study on your research topic, so the content are also less, so we can agree on this part. But when you do complete your final report, then the elaborated form of the report should be presented. Okay, you need to focus on that part. So rationale of study, this is the significance. We do not move on to content wise, okay, now, because uh, we'll analyze this part. But that background should provide certain information to the audience, okay, or reader. We are focused in that way, because writing the report is for others. Yes, it might be for your teacher, it might be for your coordinator or internal welfare or something. So your understanding should be expressed in terms of report that you need to do. And rational study, rationale of your study, that is the significance. You can write the bullet points. Okay, these are the significance that different stakeholder can take. It is the perspective of the researcher. We are not going to judge. Okay, here we are not going to judge whether the research is acceptable or not, whether the content is good or not. Okay, we are going to study the perception of the researcher, or the certain philosophy of the research, what he or she has done or implemented. Okay, from the superficial level, we are not moving deep down to the content wise, whether that content is valid or not. We are not focusing on that part. Okay, we are focusing on the structure and the certain philosophy and the method approach that the researcher has used. Okay, we are focusing on that part. Okay, so he has written the significance from this different perspective. So that significance simply indicate what indicate rationale of your study, the significance of study. If your study is completed, okay, if your study is completed, so what are the advantages can be obtained from your research, or from where that research will be implicable, from that perspective, from application point of view, from knowledge point of view, or from exploration point of view, you can study. Okay, so we better not to include this student, tutor, parent, or something like that. Okay, we are not sure whether the parent will obtain this thing or not, because if they study, only they can obtain. That is not the direct impact of the research has. Yes, we cannot confirm. Okay, we are just assuming this part. So significance assumption we do not do. In significance we do not do certain assumption. Okay, so we provide that it will happen, it will happen, because it will be applicable in the field, we can confirm that part. Okay, or it has been applicable in different contexts, because in other countries also it has been using in that way, we can do in that way. Okay, so better not to indicate this individual stakeholder on the significance of the research. Okay, you can write the bullet point for this significance. So moving on to the problem statement. So problem statement simply need to associate it with the references and what you are going to do. Okay, it is the gap between where knowledge gap, which indicate the current exploration of knowledge and the knowledge that you are going to explore in your research. So here also the lagging is the citation. Okay, lagging is the citation. You must do the citation in the problem statement, and you have to relate the current literature with the knowledge that you are going to exploring, that you are going to explore in your research. Okay, that you need to do. So students have forgot to write the literature citation. Sorry. So now from on the research question, aims and objective, no need for citation. No need for citation, because that is not related with other. We do not focus on other. So here is the some research question. Okay, research question he has prepared. So this is just the proposal. Okay, he has I think submitted or not, I don't know. In final report, this question might not be there, or there might be certain improvement on this research question according to the findings that he have found on the research. Okay, this is just the proposal. So in proposal what he has written. Okay, uh, what difficulties do students face during the virtual learning through Microsoft Teams? So he wants to find the difficulties. Okay, impact means from difficulties he wants to start, whether there is certain difficulty for a student in learning using the Microsoft Team or not. Okay, so if there is no any difficulties, then he can confirm that Microsoft Team is effective in terms of learning. In that way he can do. Okay, so other thing, if you find that, okay, this might be the one finding, And another research question, okay, how to keep the student interested in the virtual classroom. So how effective is the recorded video lecture for the study, okay, and what are the most effective strategies to maintain the virtual learning safe and secure. So these are the research questions that is trying to find the answer on the research, okay. So by seeing this research question, can you say what kind of data you need to collect by the research question? What kind of data? Because the research question will guide now. Yes, research question will guide what kind of method that you need to choose and what kind of data collection technique that you need to choose. It will guide the research philosophy and so on. Okay, so simply you need to focus on your research question, okay, and what kind of data that it need for your research. That is the epistemological assumption for the research. Since ontology is the superficial level, high level, okay, no
So
kind of no,
primary data.
yes, it indicates the qualitative. Yes, he wants to find the difficulty in terms of text simply. But if he has focused difficulty out of, you might show on the percentage also, okay, it is not sure. So basically it indicates the qualitative data, basically indicate the qualitative data. But why I'm asking that, because here in the research proposal the researcher is focusing on the quantitative data, okay. So that is his or her assumption regarding this part, his assumption, okay. So we are focusing on the qualitative data. I also understand in similar way, because he wants to find the difficulty, and difficulty is always expressed in terms of text. Yes, in terms of text. So textual data refers to the qualitative data simply. Yes. So we are assuming he should collect the qualitative data, but that is not the case. That is not the case in this research. He is expressing, or he is showing that he is going to collect the quantitative data. Okay, so let's see whether his research is systematic or not now. Okay, as we say from the definition of the research should be systematic. Systematic means all things should be linkage with one another. Means the research question that I formulate should link with the approach for philosophy, research philosophy, that should link with the approach, that should link with the strategy and so on. Okay, so if all these things fit within the one context, then we call the research systematic. Okay, so this research has received a lot of feedback, okay, a lot of feedback for improvement. So let's move on to the objective. These are the objective, and when you write the objective, we simply write, start with the two, to find out the challenges, to know the effectiveness, or to discover, okay, to determine, to describe, or something like that. Okay, to explore. These kind of terms are used while writing the objective. And while writing the objective, this objective should relate with the research question that you formulate. Simply, there can be one objective for one research question, or there can be more than one objective for single research question. You need to focus whatever it is, you need to write. Okay, if there is only one objective that is associated with the research question, then you can write the one objective. There might be more than one objective for this specific question, you can write this. Okay, whatever it is, you have to write. So these are the research objective. Now I like to move this reason also is own explanation. Okay, no need to focus here. It is the individual perception. Literature review also, you can review the different literature. Okay, you can give the name of the literature and you have to cite. Okay, citation has been done on this literature. And you can change the paragraph based on the context. Okay, here he has used the topic from the different literature. Okay, so from the analysis part, from the user part, and he has categorized in that way, and bring the different literature that is associated with the analysis part, bring the literature associated with the uh, rise of virtual learning in coronavirus, this part. Okay, he has subtopic the literature and written. You can do in any way. Okay, you can write the subtopic, or you can simply write the paragraph, and you have to do the citation. And when you do the citation, just focus what you need to write on your research. So while reviewing the literature, basically, okay, basically you have to write the abstract method. In what way we review the literature? Simply thematic review, empirical review, and theoretical review. In what way you are reviewing, you can cite according to that particular review process. Okay, these are the different literature. uh, so move on to, now I'm moving on to method. Okay, this is the positive impact. These are all the literature that he has shown. Okay. Now moving on to the activities and time scale, setting for the study, representation, data gathering. Okay. He has not shown the time scale, activities and time scale. Okay. He has done the in Gantt chart. Okay. Now setting for the study, tools, so on. Let's move on to methodology. Okay. I'm activity and timeline. Here you have so from the title selection to all the part. Okay. Now this research approach and methodology. So in chapter 5, yes, chapter 5. So basically, in my suggestion, I've given on the chapter 4, that is the research methodology. Yes, and now you can write here. What you need to write is the research philosophy according to the research onion. Yes, we have the research onion, and we have to design our research according to the research onion that we have discussed. And in methodology chapter, what you need to write, I have discussed, I have shown on the slide. Okay, slide what you need to write, that is the research philosophy approach, and there is the method, which is the core technical part. According to that format, you have to write your research approach and methodology. Okay, so let's discuss the research philosophy that he or she has written. So can you please read this research philosophy and which approach and philosophy that he is trying to use? Simply you say that he is following one philosophy is the positivism that he is trying to use, and another is the approach is the deductive approach. He said that he is going to use the positivism, or he need to add up the positivism philosophy for his research. Okay, he's assuming that way. So the main principle is positivism philosophy, and the theory approach or theory that he is trying to do is the use is the deductive. So this thing we have already discussed, that this thing will be guided by certain research question or certain assumption that we have. Yes, if you think, that I am going to add up the natural instance of scientists or something like that, then it focus on the positivism always focus on structure mechanism to conduct a research. Structure mechanism is, it is to fully followed by the scientists, or experimental type of and survey type of research are mainly conducted by the positivism philosophy. It focus on observation and measurement. So that is, it focus on the quantitative research. Yes, so positivism has the structure mechanism. If you follow the positivism philosophy, then second part you will think of the approach which is the deductive, that is correct. And in third part, it will indicate the research strategy. In research strategy you can choose the either experiment or survey. Okay, that will justify. And in method you say you follow the quantitative research method, that is also okay. So this all thing that he is saying is okay. Okay, he says that he follows the positivism philosophy. Yeah, second approach will be the deductive. Third, in his strategy he says that he's going to use the survey. Okay, as you can see in the research onion. And fourth, in the research method part, he's going to use the quantitative research. So can you tell me, we have seen his research question, and whether that research question can be answered from this method or not, this methodology or not. Can you say that part? He has formulated 4 research questions. Okay, he has formulated 4 research questions. Can you please justify the research question that he has formulated can be answered through this methodology,
No,
No. Why?
he is using wow questions. It is
Yes, he is
quantitative data.
using the vice question. So it focus on the qualitative data also. Yes. So
Yes.
this methodology that he is trying to use on the research does not answer the research question. So this is the justifiable explanation for the method. Okay, so now you are clear. You can write the research method according to the research question, because randomly we do not select the research uh, philosophy or something like that. Yes, though this philosophy and these are all related, but it does not fit with our research question, because research questions should relate with all the aspect. And what the method indicate, this is just the methodology that we follow to answer the research question. So for answering the research question, we need to focus what kind of data we need. Okay, what kind of strategies that need to be implemented. Okay, what is the approach for theory development. These all are things need to be considered in parallel with the research question. So this methodology does not answer all the research questions that he has formulated on the research question. So you are now clear, okay? So you need to think in that way. The research question that you have formulated, what will be the suitable method or methodology that you need to implement to answer your research question? Okay, if you understand in that way, then you can formulate the research question, research methodology. You can do the proposal. This is overall understanding of the research. Okay, you say in that way, that is the best understanding that we have. Okay, now you are clear, you can write the research proposal. That understanding will give you the clear insight how to write the research proposal. All other part are you can write. Technical part, sampling also. Okay, we have discussed the sampling and primary data, secondary data. You can relate with your research. Data analysis. Okay, simply the quantitative, qualitative mix analysis. What do you do? Okay, and findings. We do not focus here findings. Okay, because this is just the proposal, population and sampling. These are need to be included on the research proposal. Okay, I think now you are clear. I am just focusing that one context and you understand that the better way. Okay, सो तपाईँहरूलाई मैले जे भन्नु खोजेँ त्यो एकदम क्लियरली बुझ्नु भएको छ जस्तो लाग्यो होइन ठ्याक्कै त्यो मेथड र क्वेसन्स रिलेट नभएको भन्ने आइडेन्टिफाई गर्नु भनेको नाउ यु आर क्लियर द्याट यु क्यान राइट your research proposal. You can write your research proposal, no questions for that. So any questions other, if you have any questions, you will discuss individually now. Okay, from onward you can write or write a message on the team or you can email me. Okay, now we'll discuss individually regarding your each topic and the questions. Okay, from afterward this class. So from tomorrow we'll not have this formal class. You need to do the independent tasks. Okay, you need to search for the topic, search for the literature and all other part. And if you have any questions, you can simply ask me. Okay, if you have confused on certain aspect. Okay, is it okay for you or not? Rahul, Megant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this much for today, and your assignment will be released in this week, I think. Okay. Though the assignment will not be released, you can do now what you need to do. You are clear for that part, yes. So you can do parallelly, and that will provide you more time. Okay, more time, because when the assignment will be released, there will be the deadline. Okay, unless the assignment is released, you have more time to do on your research. Okay, so you can invest that time on the research proposal also. And if you have any questions for other also I'm suggesting, you can, if you have any questions, you can simply write on the chat. Okay, or the email, or you can show the document, or whatever is comfortable for you, you can do. Okay, okay, Aishma Shrestha has formulated title. I will review this title and provide you a solution. Okay, provide you a solution regarding this title. So topic, you have asked whether this topic is suitable or not. Okay, so this topic indicate that it is related with the IIT. So the theme, it related with the theme. So this topic is acceptable, no doubt for that. Okay, so if you are just focusing on the topic, this topic related with the Internet of Things, and you can do your research on this particular topic. That is my suggestion. So other part we'll discuss parallelly. Okay, the questions, the objective, and so on. So that questions you need to provide certain method and so on, whether it is relate or not. Okay, we cannot justify right now. So yeah, the primary formulation of the research topic, questions, aims, and sims. Okay, but let's see. You need to do the other part also. Okay, the literature, method, and so on. Please do that part. For just now, I can say you can start your research on this topic. Okay, Ashma Shrestha, you can do your research on this topic. Okay. So this much for today, and good luck for your assignment. Okay, and I'm there for you. You should discuss with me. I'm there always, but you need to do your tasks also. Okay, don't just randomly say sir, please provide feedback or something like that. In which part you are confused, you need to be clear on that part also. Okay, I'm confused here on this particular context. Now how I can deal. Okay, so if you are clear with your issue, then it will be better for you to understand also. Okay, so in that way you need to ask the question also. So I'm focusing on that part. So this much for today. Okay, so I'm ending this meeting.